Okay, friends, let's do this. This is DnDaily vlog number 302. Today we're going to talk about something a little controversial. We're going to talk about DMPCs. Big yikes. Let's get right into this, and yeah, big yikes. I don't know that I'm the expert on this, and certainly anything that I'm going to be sharing in this vlog today, of course, as always, is entirely just my opinion, the way I see it. Doesn't mean I'm right at all, it's just how I see things. And right off the bat, I can tell you that, in fact, back in the day when I was a very young dude and very inexperienced gamer and dungeon master, I certainly ran my own PC. This was before I really knew anything at all, really, about playing Dungeons and Dragons. This was like, oh my goodness, I barely have memories of this. I just know that at some point I did it, and I kind of cringe when I think about that fact, because let's face it, when a DM runs their own player character, for the most part, I mean, I'll get into an exception, okay? I think there's an exception. However, for the most part, it's a really weird, sort of arrogant thing to do. I mean, I can understand someone being very new to this game and very new to tabletops and sort of not understanding the etiquette of it and just wanting to, like, perhaps experience the thing for themselves somehow. But it just doesn't work. It's just, there's just so many levels of it that are weird and wrong, I think. Again, this is just my opinion. What it says to the players on a certain level is that you, like, don't trust them to play your game. Because why wouldn't you have your player figure things out that needs to be figured out along the way? And why wouldn't you sort of maybe be a little favorite towards your own character? It just creates this strange dichotomy and this strange precedent and chemistry at the table that I suppose, I'm sure there are some people out there who are totally okay with it. And I did say I think there might be an exception. I'll get to that again in just a second, because yeah, in my opinion, it's sort of like one of those things. It's kind of like the epitome of uncool. And this is just me. I've been playing for so long. Like, the people that I play with, I can't even imagine them suggesting that they have a character in the party. Like, all the DMs I know that have, like, years of experience, or even if they don't, even if they're pretty new to the game, they still sort of get the fact that, like, it's sort of uncouth, if you will, to use a little bit of a highbrow sort of statement. It's like, it's just sort of the thing that's not done. Why? I'm not even sure. Again, as I've already said, I think it just creates this weird tension at the table that's totally unnecessary. But all right, but let's get to it. What's the exception I've said? I could sort of see there being an exception. The exception is if you want to consider an NPC as being the DM's player character, but see, even that, like, if one of the players of the group is out and the DM runs an NPC that is one of the player characters, I don't think that qualifies as a DMPC, because it's not. It's someone else's character that they're just controlling for the sake of moving the story along, right? That's done very regularly, I think. It's like, you know, there's real life things, right? People can't make a session for whatever reason, but if the majority of the crew is there, the majority of the group is going to make it, then, well, you're going to have another session. And so why wouldn't you sort of just fill in? Sometimes you hand it off to one of the other players and say, hey, can you play Billy's character tonight? Or, you know, hey, Jane's not here, why don't you take over for her? That sort of thing is pretty common. However, the DM actually rolling up stats, creating a character with, you know, a backstory and all this kind of thing, what seems to happen I've heard stories about this, and I think what it comes from is a DM who is trying to tell their story rather than create a story with everyone at the table. They want to tell their own story the way they think it should play out. And it's just a bad idea, at least from my perspective. Again, this is just my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right. It's just the way I see it. I think you'll find if you do this, I think it will end poorly. It will probably alienate some of the players that come to the game. It's possible if you're real good friends with the people that they may humor you. If that's the case, I hope that's true. In generally, I just have to say, well, that was funny. In general, or generally speaking, I would just say my advice is, I would admonish you to please don't do it. Please don't do it. Yeah, it's just a bad idea. If you want to be a player, find a DM to run you through a game. If you want to be a DM, be a DM and let the other players come up with the characters. Yeah. If somehow you do some round robin thing with, like, maybe you do a co-DM kind of thing and each of the DMs has a character. Okay, I guess I could see that as being one reasonable exception. But even in that case, I would say if you're in the DM's chair, somebody else should be running the character for you with maybe a few little inputs of, like, well, he would probably do this in that case. But again, that's a very fine line. I mean, talk about walking on a razor's edge. That's what you would be doing. So, don't know if that's what you want to do, but by all means, if you have a way to do it, I'd love to hear about it, but I'm kind of skeptical. I'm just going to let you know that up front. Hey, if you stuck around to the end of this video, I want to tell you thank you, and you have some really cool things that you're going to find out about right now. Very soon, I'm going to be making more of an official announcement. I just want to let you know, please come join the Discord. I'm going to start a one-shot. I'm going to do a one-shot maybe once a month, but for certain in December, I will be running a one-shot. I will have, at most, there will be 5 chairs. Probably 2, possibly 3, maybe spoken for already. However, that is to be determined, and there will be others coming down the road. So, stay tuned for that. Join us on the Discord. Hey, while you're at it, check out one of these videos right here, which are probably much more entertaining than this. Keep rolling 20s, and remember, it's your game. Play your way. Just don't play your own PC in your own game.